Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Love Without Borders, Season 1, Episode 3. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share the reviews with a friend. Honey, tell somebody who knows somebody who gonna tell somebody so they can come over here and be a part of the opinionated family. If you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Listen, y'all know what I like about Love Without Borders versus Married at First Sight? 1 hour. 1 hour. We don't need too much, honey. Leave us wanting more. I am loving 1 hour of my life versus 2 with a whole lot of detail. But child, let's get into it. Carmen and Phil, we over in Ghana. This is what I want to say about them being in Ghana. I want to see what's going on in Ghana without this filter. What is happening? Like everything was given really orange and grainy. Like I need them to lighten it the hell up. But anywho, they show a little snippet of Carmen and Phil. Phil is being very forward about the poop of it all. Honey, he pooping. And I'm like, she was like, are you showering? He's like, no, I'm doing something else that begins with an S. So it's either or shower. So Gerline and Sherez, they're spending some alone time. The family is finally out of the house and baby, they happy. Child, Gerline show happy. Day 1 in Paris. Aaron and Mael. So Aaron says, he's never lived with anyone that he's dated. And, it's taking him a while to warm up to it. So he has to go to the restroom, right? Now, mind y'all, this apartment that they have them in, well, not even have them in, this apartment that Mael lives in is like the size of a kitchen, if you will. And I don't know how they're gonna move around. Aaron is a big old dude. Okay, y'all saw what fell out of his package when he was getting ready for the trip, honey. Okay. So anywho, he's a big tall guy and he's like maneuvering around this corn maze. So he has to go to the restroom. So he goes to the restroom while Mael's standing right outside the toilet. All you hear is like you hear the pee. He peeing for a good 15 minutes. I said, well, what did you drink? Why are you in there? And then the shady producers, not them putting the timestamp at the bottom of the screen. I said, baby, that's nasty. I do not like to hear people. I don't like sounds. Okay. I don't like to hear people kiss. I don't like to hear people smack. I don't like to hear people pee. Like, it's just gross. Okay. It's giving gross. So Mael was like saying in his confessional that he's definitely cute and definitely his type. So he's definitely, his type or whatever, but he's just trying to take things slow, but he really ain't. And I felt like that was a plus, because I really can't get a good read on Mael. He seems, I don't know, a little bit aloof. So I can't really get a good read on him. So they're sitting down on the couch, honey. They're staying in, getting to know each other. These two are knee to knee on this T90 couch, honey, trying to talk. And Aaron can't understand him because of his accent. Listen, Aaron, people say the same thing about me. They be like, what did you say? I'm like, dang, I know I'm country, but is my accent really that thick? And don't y'all answer. I ain't ask y'all. Y'all just listen and be moving forward. Hey, don't answer it. Do not answer it. But I'm just kidding. So anyway, Aaron trying to understand him, but he cannot because the accent is too thick. So they sitting there looking at each other, honey. It's getting awkward. So Mael said, what do you do? He said, I'm an optometrist. So he's trying to like explain it to him. But honey, all Mael heard was doctor. And that's all he needed, honey. He started skinning and grinning. So he was like, well, let me go make us a quiche. So Aaron gonna say, does it have cheese? Aaron, if this man gives you a quiche with pickles, I'm going to scream. If he give you a quiche with cheese and pickles, you need to immediately call the airline from whence you came, honey, and book a flight right on back to the house. Aaron, what is wrong with you? It's like, sir, what school did you go to? It's like you know stuff, but you don't know nothing, honey. Do all you know is eyes? Child, because this is just crazy. You thought you were in Italy, honey. You thought the buffalo in your state compared to the Eiffel Tower. I guess you just used to steak and potatoes, honey. I was like, not does a quiche have pickles. Boy, goodbye. So anywho, child, it's time for them to go to bed on this cot. This was the tiniest bed ever, and Mael said it folded out for two people, but I mean, this is very close for comfort when we're just getting to know each other. This is too much. Like, this is the most uncomfortable looking sleep situation that I've ever seen. I'm like, baby, this couldn't be me. Anywho, moving forward. Child, now we're introduced to Naim. Naim or Naim is one of them. I think it's Naim. He's 39. He's a social worker, lives outside of Houston. I'm thinking he lives like in Katy or Spring or something. Because when they say outside of Houston, that's kind of what they mean. Now, I don't think he lives in the Woodlands, because I was kind of looking at the school and I'm like, I think it's Katy or Spring. It may be Sugarland, something like that. Anywho, he's a middle school teacher. Well, a middle school social worker. He works in the school. And he says he loves to do that because he resonates with the children. And he loves to be goofy. He loves to have fun. He loves to have a good time. He likes to let loose, but feels like he doesn't fit into the Houston dating scene. Same, Naim, same. Because it's like, listen, I like to have fun. And don't get me wrong. Y'all know I like to go out and have a good time when I could go out and have a good time. Okay. I'm a fun girl, but it's like I'm a fun girl with an old soul. And it's like, I don't want to date a man that's older than me. Maybe that's a little bit closed off, but I don't know. I'm just not into the older men. I like to date people that are the same age as me so that we can experience things together, honey, and we can go through this thing called life together. But now that I've reached 40, honey, I'm thinking I need to broaden my horizons and maybe give me a little salt and pepper beard. You know what I'm saying? Child, the Houston dating pool has pee in it for sure. So he's telling his coworker that he's leaving the country to try to find love and this and that. He said he spent many years being emotionally immature, cheating, lying, deceiving, but then he got the beer virus and he almost died, and God spoke to him and told him, son, I will let you live through this, but you need to get yourself a wife. No, sir. Nope. I'm good. No, thank you. I'm sorry. I do not want to be the lady you get after your near-death experience. Like, I don't know how solid that is. For me, I felt like that was a red flag. Now, it might not be to somebody else, but honey, for me, I was like, I don't want to be the fresh out of, the hospital guinea pig. I don't want to do that. Like, come to me after you've really realized that you want something serious, because it feels like you're scared and, you're like, oh my gosh, I almost died. I got to straighten up my life. But are you really straight? Like, no, thank you. So we see him. He's at home with his mom. And he said his parents were married for, I think he said 26 years or 16 years. Honey, it was a years with a 6 at the end of it, if I'm not mistaken. And he said his dad passed away from cancer. And so on his deathbed, he made a confession that he had been cheating on his mom and he had children outside of the marriage. Now, when he said he was on the deathbed and had a confession, I was like, what in the usher is happening here, child? These are my confessions. This gonna be the hardest thing I think I'd ever had to do. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Y'all know I play all day. But I was thinking, say, why not? But this is where it took a turn for me, honey. He said in the Muslim culture, they wash the body. Okay. And they were washing his dad's body and saw that he had a huge peen. I was like, why would you even repeat that? Then he goes, but that's a story time for another day. No, thank you. We don't want it, honey. We don't give a damn, honey. I don't want to hear nothing about your dad's peen. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Like, boy, goodbye. So he tells his mom that he's going to leave and find love and he going to move to another country. And he's like, can I have your blessing? She's like, no, I'm going to need to pray on it. I'm not sold. I don't think you should go. No. She was not down with him leaving at all. And at first I was thinking, is he visiting his mom or does his mom live there? But y'all, we're going to figure the answer out in just a minute. He said women get uncomfortable with his relationship with his mom. I know they do. Now, I see what's going on here. I see a cheating mama's boy that's trying to change his life and get off the tit. Yeah, it ain't gonna work for me. And again, it's giving red flag. Dana, Montana and Brian, 88 days left on the visa. So Dana is in bed, honey, snoring up a storm, honey, because she happened to be sleeping on a mattress and whatnot. Because y'all know Dana been traveling in that van. So she's sleeping. And of course, it's has to do with her being jet lagged because come on, she flew around the world to get over here to Brian. So he had like a little tude. He was like, yeah, I made her breakfast in bed, but she's still in bed asleep. So I'm just going to go ahead and eat it. She's just going to have to catch up. Brian, it's already something about you that I don't trust. And number 2, she's tired. Did you travel over to her or did she travel over to you? Child, you don't let that lady sleep. So he made breakfast in bed, and Dana Montana slept in till brunch. Baby Dana said, I ain't getting up no time soon, honey. Brian had attitude, like I said, but then he comes in and she wakes up. So child, Brian talking all close in Dana's face before she brushed them teeth. I said, oh, honey, he might be in love already. Because not you talking to her in her brunch breath. Oh, no, ma'am. So she said they only kissed last night. That's what they all say on these shows, Dana. That's a lie and the truth ain't in it. Anywho, he came in and brought her an espresso. And she's like, is this the cappuccino? He's like, no, it's this, that, and this. He described it cappuccino, but it's okay. It's a lot of confusion going on this series, honey. I don't know. Everybody's confused. Puerto Rico is a state. He's in Italy. The buffalo is like the Eiffel Tower. There's pickles and quiche. Everything's confusion. Everything is confusion, so it's okay. Moving forward. Aaron and Mael. So he's finally unpacking his suitcase to, I don't know, I guess get comfortable. Honey, I don't know how. Mael is like, so are you a brief or a boxer kind of guy? Well, let's get into it if we're going to get into it then. I said, Mael, honey, my God, I don't know. Y'all know my discernment be right, honey. Something about Mael seems kind of sneaky. He gives sneaky, him and Brian. Brian give me sneaky link as well, honey, trying to be the good farmer dude. And until he proved me wrong, I'm going with what I feel. And my gut says that I need to keep my eye on these two. I don't know if Aaron is feeling any chemistry, but I don't know. It's hard to feel anything in that tiny house, honey. It's hard to get a feel, okay? Gerline and Sherez. So he's telling us that they had some alone time. And they actually got to know each other last night. They had some shots. They hung out. They had a good time. And Gerline said that he agreed about the alone time that they need and that they need to get their own place together. So, baby, he goes in to talk to the dad and the mom. So he goes in to talk to the dad first and tells him that he wants to move out. So his dad is like, well, you have two ladies, your mom and her. Dad, he's an adult man and he's trying to formulate a relationship with her. So yeah, although he needs to let his mom know that he's going to be moving out, he's not in a relationship with his mom. He's just not. So then his mom comes in, he's trying to explain it to his mom, but they aren't happy about it. Child, they can go sit over there with Naim's mom, honey, because she ain't happy about it either. But I am happy that he understands that it makes sense for the two of them to get to know each other outside of the family. Like, I think what they should have done is that the two of them should have been set up at an Airbnb to get to know each other first. Then she gets introduced to the family. Because, like, I don't want to just come in and start sleeping head to foot with your little sister. Like, absolutely not. Phil and Carmen, 88 days left on the visa. So they're getting ready for dinner, right? She's fixing the plates. They sit down. They're getting ready to eat. And she's introducing him to Ghanaian food. So she's telling him that they eat with their hands. So he's like, okay, cool. He was down for that. He's like, okay, we can eat with our hands. That's fine. So he goes in and he's eating with both. She said, wait a minute. We eat with our right hand because in Ghana, the left hand is used for wiping your butt. I said, what? Baby, you learn something new every day. That's new. I said, oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out what the left-handed people gonna do. Because if you only can eat with your right hand, like, oh, child, that's awkward. So they eating. He tearing the food up. He said the food is good. It looked good. I was like, I would try that. So anywho, they sitting down, they eating. They start talking. So he's telling her that he's been single for 7 months and celibate for 4 months. Oh, okay. Okay, so the math and it ain't equaling 7 and 7. So the first 3, he was still out there wilding, but then the last 4, he's reeling it in. So Phil is celibate. Honey, I wonder if he know Justin. Because y'all know Justin was celibate as well. This is where we need Alexis. Phil is celibate. Hey, Carmen, Phil is celibate. Honey, because she going to say it 50 million times and put BENT at the end. So anywho, he's celibate. And he said that he felt distracted and he needed to purge from sex, alcohol, social media, all of that. Like he needed a reset. Carmen, on the other hand, likes to have her fun. And she's like, I can't last without the sexuals. And I knew she wasn't going for that. I can just tell her like vibe and her aura just jumps through the TV screen. So I already knew she wasn't going to be down for that. I'm like, sir, you got the wrong one. Okay. So he was like, I just really want to get to know somebody before I go to sleep with them, honey. I want to get to know her before I go to Pound Town. Because it's like after I have sex with her and I see her laying next to me, like I'm pretty much disgusted. Like, why are you even here? And it really be like that sometime though. It'd be like, in the moment it was satisfactory, but it's giving, put your shoes on, honey, and leave the key on the nightstand. Moving forward. So he asked if she went out. And she was like, yeah, I need stimulation. Both of us do. I said, girl, not the stimulation. She said she gets bored with just sitting in the house. And he's like, well, I can slow you down. She said, oh, okay, well, you can be slow. Okay. And I'm going to go out. Okay. So we have a party girl and a homebody. She's going to challenge him. That ain't going to work. Because he going to want to stay at the house. She going to want to go out and it's going to be a problem. He may be too boring for her. I don't think it's going to work, y'all. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work. She was like, I'm not letting nobody lock me down. Well, girl, then why did you come on this show? You do know that this is a show to date to find your potential forever. And this person is going to move clean across the country to be with you. So what you mean? Ain't nobody going to lock you down? Girl, that's crazy. She says she loves to go out and drink and have fun and party. And she wants a spontaneous partner that's going to do the same thing. She wants somebody that's going to fit into her lifestyle. It's giving Alexis and Justin. It ain't gonna work. She gonna be outside every day. He gonna be inside. It's just too much. Nah, I don't see it working. Let's continue. In the next scene, Naim is getting a visit from the matchmaker, Erica, because she found him a match. So it's looking like Naim does live with his mom. Because when I was watching and they went back to the house, she was in her robe, honey, coming out of her bedroom. I said, oh, okay, so they live together. So they get to the apartment. They tell his mom. His mom is like, yeah, okay. I mean, if you want to go, then go. He gonna say, Mom, wherever I land, you're coming, right? Why does he sound like my son on his first day of kindergarten? You're coming to class with me, right, Mom? Baby, you're a grown man. You need to cut the cord, honey. You can't be under your mama forever. Like, what is this? So you want your mom to come across the country while you are involved in a love experiment? Yeah, he giving walking red flag, honey, and it's starting to get on my nerves a little bit. He's not ready. He's not ready for this at all. So Erica tells him, your mama look pissed. Mom is just afraid to be alone. That's what I fear. I fear that mom is afraid to be alone. And I'm sure that he's going to get over there. He's going to feel guilty for going. And I'm just hoping that he doesn't self-sabotage so he can get back to his mama. Because he doesn't seem too confident about actually going. I don't know how this going to work. Did you not give your mama a heads up and let her know that, listen, Mom, we can't live together forever? It's giving Norman Bates and his mama, honey. That's what it's giving. It's giving the Bates Hotel. Maybe this is a mess. Oh, child. I got my fingers crossed for Naim's match and him, honey, because I don't know how it's going to go. Moving forward. Dana, Montana, and Brian. So he's driving her to where he farms. And they get there, right? When I tell y'all that farmland was beautiful. And even though I'm a city girl, more recently, I've been loving lots of land and space just away from people. Like, give me green acres, honey. You ain't got to give me no big skyscrapers with a beautiful view of the city. I will take 2 acres of land. I will take me sitting outside in my backyard. I just love serenity. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, that is so pretty. Like, it was just beautiful. So Dana was saying that she loves it too. She was like, I could definitely see myself living here. Well, girl, if you can see yourself living in that van, I know you can see yourself living in the beautiful Ireland. These two seem to be hitting it off, but I feel like it's just surface so far. So we don't really know. Aaron and Miles. So we're back over here in Paris, and Mael is taking Aaron on a tour of Paris, right? So Aaron is saying that his hometown's Buffalo, okay? Because his hometown is known for a buffalo and it's comparable to the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Sir, not even close. Not even close. So they go to the Lock Bridge. You know the beautiful Lock Bridge in Paris where they put you put your name and your significant other puts their name and you put your lock on the bridge. They go there. And Mael wants to put their initials on the lock and put it on the bridge. Mael, you're moving too fast. Okay. You're moving too fast, honey. Slow down, low down. You don't even know each other yet. Like, y'all don't know each other. Like, he heard optometrist and went straight to the Lock Bridge. These people crazy. Oh, honey, they crazy. Even Aaron was like, I feel like he's moving too fast, but I don't want to hurt his feelings. So for now, I'm just going to go along with it. So far, these two give good friends that hooked up one time when I went to Paris. One drunken night in Paris, I hooked up with Mael's. That's what this is giving me. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on it. 87 days left. Phil and Carmen. We back over here in Ghana. So Carmen is taking him to one of her favorite hotels. Baby, Carmen comes out in that two-piece and she is fire. Do y'all hear me? So they sit down. He's like, I like your hair. She's like, no, it's not mine. He's like, what? She said, no, these are faux locks. So they have a good laugh about the fact that the locks ain't really locking. Okay, they're faux locks. And he said his interest level, as far as Carmen is concerned, is very high. It's at a 13. How is it at a 13? Y'all ain't talked about nothing. Y'all don't know each other. What's her favorite color? Where does she like to hang out? Do you know any of her family? What's her favorite food? Like, you don't know nothing about this girl. You just saw her in this bathing suit and now all of a sudden your interest is at a 13. Phil, anywho. So Phil is feeling Carmen in that two-piece. And he said the most beautiful thing about Carmen is she's all natural and she's thick. Let me tell y'all something. Natural bodies are still in style. Like, I know when you open up the Instagram, you see the BBL baddies, but baby, those of us that been had the size 0 waist and the big butt and the thick thighs, we still out here. We still out here. Where my girls at? From the front to back. Well, is you feeling that? Honey, come on, comment down below, honey, if you still with all natural, okay? I love the vibe between these two, though. I'm not going to lie. But I want them to talk about more than looks and partying. Because she was like, what do the girls do when they come up to you? And he's like, oh, they want to make a baby with me. It's like they're not really talking about stuff. Like, I need you to talk about something of substance. I feel like these two are just hanging out. I don't think it's going to go any further. I really don't. He said only time will tell if he can remain celibate. Child, you won't. Gerline and Sherez back over here in Dubai. So Sherez is taking Gerline to his cousin's house for a barbecue. Child, she cannot escape the family's house. Sir, do you know anywhere outside of your family? Do you do anything outside of your family? Not saying that family is not important. I love a man with good family values. But my God, like, take me on a date. I don't want to just be sitting up looking in your family's face 24 hours a day. So anywho, I don't think his parents like her anymore, honey, because she want to move him out. Because when they were leaving, she said bye. And baby, if looks could kill, that daddy was looking at her like, I could slap the out of you. He was giving her the death stare. Do y'all hear me? So they get to the barbecue, immediately start taking shots. They having a good time. The food and the drinks are flowing. You know, Gerline is more relaxed. She's starting to talk a little bit more. And I could tell she's having a better time outside of the confinement of the family home. I think she's having a good time. And I was thinking to myself, honey, you might want to bunk with the cousin. This is the kind of space you need to not be able to see each other. So anywho, one of Sherez's friends is sitting there talking to her, and she's telling him that they're moving out and, you know, she loves to be in control, so she doesn't like being in the space with the family. Oh, okay. So she's going to be controlling in this relationship. And I can already see that she doesn't know how to relinquish control a little bit later in the episode. So Sherez asked his cousin if she liked her, and she was like, I mean, she seems easygoing. I wouldn't put Gerline and easygoing in the same sentence. I just wouldn't. Back over here with Naim. So he's leaving to go to the airport. Mama probably hyperventilated, but she gonna be all right. Erica gives him his ticket and he's going to Panama City. I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay, Panama City. I love to see it. He, of course, was super excited. Naim just going on vacation quiet as it's kept. Okay. He ain't gonna do right. He gonna be rushing to get back to his mama before the street lights come on. He is not gonna do right in this experiment. I can already tell. Back over here with Gerline and Sherez. So Sherez is loose as a goose. Don't get me started. Baby, he full of that liquor when he step off in the party. Sherez is lit. Baby, he been taking shots. He talking kind of crazy. Honey, I don't know what's going on. So Gerline is trying to clean up, right? Because they're moving the party from the outside to the inside. So he's trying to take the plates from her. He said they have house help, and in their culture, the house help does that, and her doing it makes it seem like the house help isn't doing their job. Now, I was listening to him, and I'm all for respecting the culture. I just didn't like him continuously calling them the help. Like, it was triggering for me, like the house help. And I'm like, okay, sir, you don't have to keep saying it. Got it. So they're upset about her helping, and she is continuously doing it. And so in the confessional, she's like, yeah, whatever I do back at home, I'm going to keep doing it. Ma'am, when in Rome, okay, you're not at home. You're in Dubai. So this is what their culture does. So you just need to relax. Like, this is not the States. They have different ways of doing things. Like, I know she wants to help, but girl, cleaning up the entire outside is just too much. Like, they're literally begging her to stop. She's like, no, move. I got it. No, move. They're like, no, please don't let them do it. It's going to be fine. It's okay. So everybody is looking, okay, and it's chaotic AF, and she's steady taking things inside. And I was just thinking to myself, you know what? She was absolutely right. She likes to exert control no matter what kind it is. No matter what she can control, she's going to do that. Because she could have easily said, okay. I'm just going to take this and then I'm going to stop. But she continued to do it. But this guy, though, I don't know if this is his cousin, his friend. I don't know who it is, girl, Sherez is talking to. But he's not helping the situation. Dude, you need to be quiet. Okay? Because you're a jerk. And it's like he kept saying little stuff, and he's saying stuff, and Sherez is saying stuff, and Gerline is saying stuff. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's not going to work. And that was the end of the episode. So on the next episode, they show a sneak peek of Sherez and Gerline moving in together. He says she immediately went to bed, and he's not used to that. And so he was kind of upset. And he said moving in with her felt like he wanted to hurry up and go back home. It felt like the first day of school, and he wanted to rush back home. And again, another person that cannot separate themselves from their mom. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting season, honey. Y'all comment down below if you happen to watch this episode. Listen, on Monday, we will be having a live for Riches. If you have not watched the Amazon Prime show called Riches, you are missing out. It is so good. Do y'all hear me? I binged watched it in one sitting. You have to watch it. So come join us on Monday. I'm giving y'all a little time, honey, so y'all can get into it as y'all get into it. Come join us on Monday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.